Hey everybody, welcome back to another LEGO City update. Jordan here. Woohoo! Look at it. I've cleaned up down here. Yes! I decided to get rid of the connecting train track here because we're always moving our modular table and it's always falling over. But today we're going to be moving the modular table again because we're going to be revising the entire pop culture street. Yeah, so the first thing that we have to do is actually clear this entire block. Don't worry, we're not using explosives. We're just moving everything out of the way so that we can revise the entire layout. The first thing that had to go in the LEGO City is our custom factory. I do like the factory, but look at how much road it needs around it because it has garage doors on the front and back. But no worries, this thing's not going anywhere. It's still a mock that I really do like and I want to continue working on. It's going to go down here with all the trains. But by removing that, we're going to be able to extend this block all the way up here to this big space, freeing up 4 base plates for more pop culture buildings, which is sort of what I'm a fan of. So now we've removed a bunch of buildings, including the Daily Bugle and also the SitCom Tower. And as you can see, we've got 2, 4, 6, 7 base plates open there. So these buildings can move around wherever they want in this area here. And this is where the fun is because you can really just try different things. It's sort of trial and error, right? So Mrs. Bricksie and I are pretty sure that's the new home for the SitCom Tower. Now, we would like to put another corner building here, but we don't have a whole lot of corner buildings. So in my opinion, we have a couple different options. We could move the hospital over there, which is a corner building, right there, and it would look pretty good there. Or, what I really want to do, is put the Daily Bugle there. Mrs. Bricksie's not as big of a fan of that idea as I am. Hey, what do you think? It sort of works as a corner building, right? It looks good there, I think. Jose doesn't like how, there's the Green Goblin bursting through the window here. There's Spider-Man slinging a web there. There's Superman laying down for some reason. Of course, that's not permanent. But she doesn't like how it's like pop culture, big battle scene right across from the city. She sort of wants the battle scene or pop culture reference stuff to stay on this street, but I'm sort of digging it. Thinking about our situation a little bit further here, there is actually one other option in my opinion. What we could do is take the Ghostbusters HQ from way back there and actually place it right here beside the SitCom Tower. That would sort of work because they're approximately like the exact same size and they are both somewhat corner buildings. Well, this one for sure is a corner building, but the Ghostbusters HQ has a perimeter sidewalk going around it. Now, the thing about the Ghostbusters HQ is it's got some hinges on the back of the building. I don't know if we can see them from this angle here. Yeah, you can. They're right there. So those hinges prevent you from putting a building flush up against the back side of it. So, for example, I wouldn't be able to put the Sanctum Sanctorum or Peter Parker's apartment up against the back side of it. You'd have to put a building that's inset a little bit on the base plate, like the Daily Bugle. So what we could do is do Ghostbusters HQ and then Daily Bugle, but then once again, that means Pop Culture Street is invading the city even more than it would be with this layout. So yeah, I don't know what to do. Oh my God. Look at how good those buildings look together. That is the winner right there. That looks amazing. They look so good together. Oh, I haven't been this excited about the Lego City in a long time. That looks so good together. Oh my gosh. I am literally on cloud 9 right now. That's awesome. Okay, so things have escalated quite quickly here in the Lego City, and things are starting to become a pretty big mess. But this is when we take the time to dust all of our buildings as well. Did you see the newly placed building there? Right beside the SitCom Tower, we've got the Sanctum Sanctorum, which looks pretty good. Sort of a matching color scheme, eh? You got the black, the nougat, and also the light bluish gray. I think it looks good there. Not bad. Now we just got to figure out what we're going to do over here. And you know what? We have some plans that involve Diagon Alley, which is out in the open here, but should be concealed. So I quickly whipped together this little custom road here that's 64 by 12 studs to help with the placement of Diagon Alley. And now Jose's bringing it to its next phase of details as she's adding more parts so that'll match the cobblestone walkway of the Diagon Alley set. And we've moved Diagon Alley from its previous spot here, which really didn't make any sense. And we actually put the buildings facing one another right here. And of course that walkway that we're building is going to go between the two buildings to help expand them and give them more room so you can actually see them when you're looking at the city. On the end of Diagon Alley, we put Sesame Street right here and Peter Parker's apartment right there. And you'll see that there's actually some open backs of the buildings. Of course, we're going to deal with that as well. On the back side of Diagon Alley, which is open, of course, we're left with 10 open studs, 6 of which will be allocated to sidewalk and 4 for facades, which will cover up the back side of Diagon Alley. And what's interesting is the way that we've placed the buildings, there's actually lots of open spaces to access Diagon Alley. Well, I definitely approve of the upgrades. What about you guys? I think that looks pretty good. Good job, Jose. Well, everybody, let me tell you, I think that looks pretty darn good. Oh yeah, with the extended road or walkway, cobblestone for Diagon Alley. Now we're working on cleaning this place up, really, doing all the tiling, adding all the consistent bushes and street lamps, etc. That's the thing that takes the longest. And then after that, of course, you go through and you do all the details with minifigures. We've still got to build our facades here to cover up the backside of the Diagon Alley buildings as well. So we've been chipping away at sort of cleaning up here. We've finished off all the tiling in front of the Ghostbusters HQ. Giannis is still there, blown away. I don't know if she's afraid of the ghosts or just how good it looks. One of the two. I've added some tiled plates right here and just built a wall that covers up the backside of Diagon Alley there. I have to pull away the table in order to get that locked into place right there, that plate that's popping up. And you can see on the other side as well that we've also filled in this sidewalk here. In regards to the facades that we're going to build to cover up the backside of Diagon Alley, we're going to leave that for now because that's going to take some part research, also some design research. For now, I've just thrown a row of 2x dark bluish gray bricks along there just to indicate that we do plan on building some facades to cover up the backside of that. Just a little bit of research is involved. Now we have one spot open right here, which is a base plate and a half. Now one building that hasn't been integrated back into Pop Culture Street is actually the custom Lego store in which we have. We're not sure if we're going to put that in this spot here or if it's going to go somewhere else in the city. We might be, and we're thinking about it, integrating a different building into this base plate and a half spot right here. Any guesses to what that might be? I'll give you a hint. It's pop culture related, and you're going to see in one moment here. With all of these Lego City changes, we find the need for more 2x2 light bluish gray tile to tile our sidewalks, and we just ordered 999 more of those bad boys right there. If you guessed Quickie Mart, you are correct. Who needs that Quickie Mart? I do. So as we continue to tile the Quickie Mart into place there and sort of make it look a little more permanent than it does, we have started to look at this corner of the Lego City where we have something a little bit pop culture related as well. This is the Monster Fighters haunted house and also my custom graveyard right here with the Rise of Voldemort. Trying to think of where we could put that is we still need to integrate the Lego store modular building in our city, and this block right here doesn't really, or this corner I should say, doesn't really look the best. So honestly, we're gonna move the Monster Fighters haunted house and also that graveyard. So we're actually thinking of moving the graveyard over here in the residential area, and then just across the street from the graveyard, of course, we have the haunted house. Now, this isn't permanent. This whole area here has just been sort of a dumping zone, unfortunately. Just trying to get some other projects done in the city before we go ahead and tile this whole block off. And in fact, that's why we ordered the tiles too, because we want to tile this all with sidewalks, proper driveways for the residential area, and just maybe reshuffle some of these buildings around a little bit. But I think that's a better home for the haunted house and also the graveyard, just because it matches that sort of residential feel, I guess. It's not as good to have those things in a downtown, you know. I'd rather have some nice modular style buildings for sure. So that's where we've decided to move them for now. And now we have all of these base plates to work with here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 base plates that we can do whatever we want with. Now, something we have to keep in mind is we're going to build that haunted manor, which is a very awkward size. It's 48 by 48 studs, like this gray base plate here. Oof. It's going to be a little bit tough to work into the city. I'm hoping that we can somehow organize these base plates in such a way so that it accommodate that rebrickable model. Now, what we have to remember too is we could actually open up a whole bunch of space here in the city by putting some of these buildings back to back. So for example, if we were to move these skyscrapers and put it on the back there, oh no, maybe not, I don't know. But there's a way that we can do it for sure. Like we can extend blocks, we can essentially rearrange the city in a way to reduce the amount of road so that we can add more buildings eventually. Like for example, in January, when the new 2022 modular building comes out, we're gonna have to find a way to integrate that into the city. Yeah, so that's gonna be a bit tough, but let's continue cleaning up and sort of get the finalized product going here. I guess while I've got the modular table out, we'll swoop in here and we'll have a peek. Started placing some of the minifigures here. There's our Quickie Mart. And check out this little Easter egg right here. There's a little wall there. And there's Hagrid and Harry Potter. And this is Diagon Alley. And you can see there's some Marvel characters that are invading Diagon Alley. Pretty awesome. So it's coming along great. I'm really excited about this layout. Like I'm really pumped up. Okie dokie, so here we go with the final product of the Lego City today. Could not be more excited. This is awesome. So we have the arcade beside the SIG Tower there and the Lego store right beside it. There's actually a large open base plate right there for an inverted corner. Also, beside the train station there and between the office tower, so right there, there's an open 32 by 32 base plate. So if and when we build the Haunted Manor, we're going to slide all of this over to 32 studs, leaving a nice spot right there for the Haunted Manor when we get that. So it actually just worked out perfectly. We've got the perfect amount of space for that, and that's the only building that we have planned right now to add to the Lego City sometime within the next month once all our parts show up for that rebrickable model there. So we've got the Ghostbusters HQ, and then SitCom Tower. Beside Ghostbusters HQ, we got Daily Bugle. And then we have Diagon Alley. Keep in mind, we're going to build facades to cover up the open back there. So once we do that, it'll look like a more complete street and look pretty good. And what I like about these buildings, or this cluster of buildings here, is there's a little walkway there, a little walkway here, and also a little walkway right here that I showed you earlier so that people can access Diagon Alley if they know it's there. On the end of the street, of course, we've got Peter Parker's apartment. You can see Aunt May out front there. Ooh, that ladder's knocked over. I'll have to fix that. Got all sorts of minifigures everywhere here, from Ghostbusters, Friends, of course, Marvel, all that jazz there. And then on the end of the street here, we have the Sesame Street Set. We also have some nice base plates open right here, which are 16 by 32. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, and which are open for the taking. So we can build some narrow-ish buildings. And I think that'd be nice to build or test our sort of mock building skills with that whole row there. Not sure what we would build there. Open to suggestions, of course. And I'm also open to suggestions in regards to the facades that we have to build as well. Can't wait to start building the amusement park. That's our next project, because for now we are considering the downtown core finished, other than of course the mocks that we have to work on, like the facades and also the arcade, which I've put on the back burner for way too long. It's one of those scenarios where I've overcommitted to too many projects and I'm having a hard time keeping up with all of them. Got the Quickie Mart right back here. I think that was a great addition to Pop Culture Street, and I decided to put the Black Widow helicopter right here. Looks like one of those helicopter blades is pointing downward, to fix that as well. And I've also spread out some of the minifigures here in Diagon Alley on the nice cobblestone walkway. Can't wait to continue working on the city, of course. I hope you guys like this awesome Lego City update. I am really pleased with the downtown core. I think this is the best downtown core layout that we've ever had out of any of my Lego City layouts, period. Like, this is the best one so far. Of course, it has the most buildings, it has the most minifigures, it has the most vehicles, and has the most unique sort of layout in my opinion. So that's pretty awesome. There's a lot of other projects that we have to work on, such as the fence going around the train track and all of the other ones that we mentioned in this video, plus a whole bunch more, I guarantee that. So now our eyes turn to the amusement park, and then they will turn over here to the zoo and also the residential. Like I said, we've got 1,000 tiles on the way, so we can start to really give this city a polished look. I would love to have all of these sidewalks everywhere tiled like this. And I've always said too, once I get everything perfect and the exact way that I want it in regards to the city and all different sections of the city, I'll consider switching over to the new road plates or a mill style. So it'll look like a combination between the two. There you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this day here of me going through, or Jose and I going through and changing up the Lego City. Let us know what you think by commenting below. Remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff. And oh my God, does that ever look good? Farewell.